Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am making a Happy Mail card using the Butterfly Reflection Ink mood board as my inspiration, so this one is an entry for the challenge. I really love this mood board and I would have never thought of combining these colors, but it's just gorgeous. So for this card I'm using the Concord and 9th Peek Through Patterns stamp set, as well as the Mama Elephant Sincerely Yours. So first of all, I'm taking this stamp set from Concord and 9th and I'm going to add some grounding for my bunny by using this large stamp. And I'm checking whether the idea in my head will also work on paper, so I'm just laying everything out and then I will start stamping. So first of all, the idea is to use a soft pink, then brown, blue and gold. So I'm doing my first stripes using some Versamark clear embossing ink and I'm going to heat emboss it with gold embossing powder. So first I am prepping my panel and then I can start stamping everything out. When I'm using Versamark, I really like to stamp my image or my stamp twice, just to be sure that I have a good impression. And I must admit, these stamps from Concord and 9th, they are just a blessing. They stamp so gorgeously, it's really crazy, but it's perfect. So I'm using this classic gold embossing powder from NUVO, which is one of my favorite embossing powders that I own, and I don't have a lot of them, but this gold is just perfect. I'm funneling back my leftover embossing powder and now I'm going to heat set this with my heat gun. So I've let it heat up a bit in front and now I'm just bringing it to my card panel, and this way you avoid having it bulked a lot, so that's really handy if you want to stamp again, which I'm going to do. And then when I heat set it, I had a few of those embossing powder bits that flew away, and so I just removed it using my craft knife. And now I can continue with the rest. So I'm going to add a second time the same stamp set, but just in between the lines that are already there. And now I'm going to use my blush pink, which is one of the most gorgeous colors from the stamp market, and I really love the inks. If you haven't seen it yet and you are interested in what you can do with these inks, I have a blog post on the stamp market's inks, just a little review of what's possible with them. And yeah, maybe I will link in my description box to that one as well. If I forget it and you are interested, you can always let me know and then I just link it up again. So that's my grounding now. So the next thing to do is to stamp out my image, and I'm stamping this out using Gina Design's Amalgam ink. And then for the text balloon I am going to use my Versamark again, because I want that gold to come back a few times. Now that this is heat set, I am going to color in my bunny. And as you saw in the beginning, I need some blues and browns on top of this card. So I decided to color in my bunny using 2 shades of a darker brown. And then the pyjama I am going to color in with some blues. So for the coloring of this bunny as well as the pyjama, I am first starting with the darker color. Then I'm going to the mid-tone if I have one. For the blues I have 3 colors, for the browns I have only 2. And then towards the lightest. And if needed, I just go back and forth between the different colors to get the blend I want. And that's how I am coloring in this bunny. So I'm putting the caps on the side as usual, and I'm also going to list everything down below as on my blog as well. So I'm going back and forth between my colors, and when everything is finished I am going to take the matching dies and cut these 2 items out. So now I'm checking placement again and seeing whether I like it this way. I decided that I wanted some more pinks on my card, so therefore I took this balloon and I blended some of that blush pink on the edges of the balloon, so it almost is completely pink, but in the middle it's lighter. So that's what I did, and then I took my sentiment that I wanted to use, being the lots of love, hugs and kisses, and I stamped it out using my Misty again. And this way, with this sentiment, I think it's perfect for a Happy Mail. And I also already know who I'm going to send it to, and I cannot wait for it to arrive there. But yeah. So I will stamp out the sentiment using the same ink as I used on the bunny. I have also thought about heat embossing it again with the gold, but then I didn't want it to go overboard as well. So that's why I did it this way. Another thing that I could have done was also stamping out the text balloon using the black and then heat embossing with the gold. But it turned out this way and I like it. And then I thought that it was a bit too white on the top, so I took this chipped sapphire distress ink and I'm going to dilute it a bit with water and then splatter it all around above the stripes that I have stamped out. So therefore I'm masking it off with a few papers and then I'm just splattering it. And then I tested it out and decided that I wanted some more splatters and a few bigger ones. So if you change the size of your paintbrush, you can also create different sizes in your splatters. Although it's random, there is a huge difference between a 0 that I use and, for example, an 8. But it's personal preference. And then when I was finished with the blue, I thought that there was still something missing. So this card really, I had an idea of how I wanted it to look, but the execution was trial and error. I decided that the blue gold fitted the best with the gold from the embossing, so I just added some water, and then I'm also going to splatter a bit of that gold on the top half of my panel. And with this done, I was really happy, so I could adhere the images, and therefore I'm using some thin foam squares, which I really love. These are from scrapbook adhesives. They are just a blessing to work with, easy to remove the backings, really lovely, the thickness is perfect. Yeah, I so far haven't found any foam squares that match this one. And when these are adhered, I can add this panel to a card base, and then my card is finished. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, you can always give this one a thumbs up. As I said in the beginning, this one is for the Butterfly Reflection Ink mood board from September. So I have also listed this mood board on my blog, and I really enjoyed these colors. I am going to try to make another card with it if I have some time, but I hope so, because I really like these colors. I think I'm going to look back on all the mood boards and just try some cards out using those colors that are represented on them. So that's it for today. I hope you like this card. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and I hope to see you next time again. Bye!